This is The Secret, How to Fight CPS and Win. I'm attorney Vince Davis. Let's take that call from Nicole from Iowa. She got cut off earlier. Nicole, start from the beginning and tell us your story.
Okay, so from the beginning. Okay, so I became involved with DHS doing my own doing. I called them, asked for help because my son had told me that he was molested. I was honest with them. I told them that I was a drug user. I just got out of treatment, and that I did use drugs in the same house as my kids, but I didn't think they ever saw me use. So instead of questioning the guy that my son said molested him, they founded a case against me for denial of critical care and neglect. Okay, so what happened next? I went to prison. They took my kids from my mother. I fought them the whole time I was in prison, which was about a year and a half. I won. I got my kids back last July. I got married. My husband, who's also was a recovering addict, he relapsed. DHS found out and said that he had to go to treatment and couldn't be around the kids until he finished treatment. He went and finished treatment, got out, and he relapsed again about maybe a week after he got out of treatment. That time my PO had found out by doing a surprise home check, and there was drugs in the house. They had my child helping them search, which to me is crazy, but they let him do it, and he found a loaded syringe. So at that point I said, my kids need to be removed from this situation. I asked if my mom could come get them. They said yes, so I called my mom. She came to get my kids. They called the cops. The cops came in and searched the home. They didn't really find anything else except pot. They said that they tried to get me to talk to them. I wouldn't talk to them. DHS didn't show up until after everybody was gone. But before DHS showed up, they asked me to take UA. I took UA right then. I was clean. My husband called from work. He admitted that all this stuff was his. I had no knowledge of any of it. So when DHS got there, they made me do a safety plan that the kids could stay with my mother until further notice. So I said that was fine. Then about a week goes by. I still haven't got to see my kids. I haven't talked to anybody. They call and tell me they're going to remove my children from my mother. At that point, I decided to go get my kids from my mother and leave. So now I have like a warrant for contempt of court because I won't hand my kids over to them. I refuse. I promised my 7-year-old that he would never have to go through that again. He was abused at the foster home. He was made to sleep in a dog cage. There's other things that he's told me. But anyway, at any rate, I kind of just wanted to call and get my story out there. So if there's anybody else like me that, I don't know, needs some type of support, somebody to talk to, I don't know. And I don't know what else to do from this point. I don't know what I'm going to do. I do go to every court date.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that right now the law is looking for you with your kids?
Yes.
Ah, okay. That's could be a very dangerous game you're playing.
Yeah, it could be, but also I do know that they are violating my due process rights by trying to remove my children from my home without a hearing first. And I also know that since I wasn't found dirty and there was somebody else in the house who admitted that was theirs, not mine, that the children were in no danger from me. So legally speaking, if I believe I'm right, they should never have been removed from my custody anyway. I should have been able to. And they didn't get removed. Let me back up. They didn't get removed. I voluntarily removed them from the situation and let them go with my mother before DHS ever got there and made me sign a safety plan.
Why did they take them from your mother?
They said that her home was a hoarder's home, that she had too much stuff. A hoarder's home?
Hoarder.
That she had too much stuff in her house, which is not true. So...
Okay, that is quite a story. Did you have a question to ask me?
I
think this is...
I don't know.
As long as I've been doing this show, I don't think I've ever had a caller call in and say what you just told me.
Oh, well, there's a first for everything, I guess.
Yeah, there's a first for everything.
I guess I was calling, I don't know, I was looking for, answers. I've read as much as I could possibly read on case law and, things that go on, and I think I might have found a loophole for myself in some of the safety plan that they wrote out. But I know this might not end well, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't physically hand my kids over to a system where they were abused and be okay morally. I know it's not legal what I'm doing, but it's morally right. And I know that's from my heart, not the law. Or I know all that. I guess maybe I was just looking for advice or,
well,
I don't know.
I'm a lawyer. I'm supposed to be an
Mm-hmm.
officer of the court. And I'm supposed to tell you, you got to comply with the law.
I understand what you're supposed to tell me.
We complain on the show all the time about social workers not following the law.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least us thinking that. But the reverse is true as well.
I understand. But when a parent's trying to protect their children, what else are we supposed to do?
I don't know. That's a very difficult question. I've represented so many parents over the years, and I'm a parent as well, and raised 2 children. And I understand, I think I do anyway, what you're saying. And believe me, I have sympathy and empathy for you. But when you don't follow the law, things get worse.
Oh, I know. But and this might sound as crazy as anything I've ever said, I guess, but I cannot break that promise to my 7-year-old. I cannot put him in the hands of people that I know are corrupt and don't care if he gets abused or not. I can't. I just can't. I'm supposed to protect them. That's my job. I'm their mom. And if I know something is going to happen, which more than likely it will because it did before, I don't know. I don't know what to do from here. I know it. I don't know.
Well, the state you're in, this is what you should do. You should find a lawyer. They're, sworn to secrecy, right? Confidential, attorney-client privilege. You should find a lawyer and get some consultation on what you can do or not do in your state.
Okay, and I did forget to mention that I did sign guardianship over to their godmother before DHS even went to court for removal, but they're telling me that doesn't make a difference, so I don't know.
If you were in California, it probably wouldn't make a difference either. I don't know what the law is in Iowa.
Okay.
But do me a favor and talk to a lawyer.
All right.
I don't think you have to worry about them, ratting you out, so to speak, but you need to be informed. And a lot of people, let me tell this to people and to you. A lot of people tell me I Googled it, I looked it up, and blah, blah, blah. The fact of the matter is, and this is not a put down, you're a civilian. Mm-hmm. You're a civilian. You don't know what the law is or how to portray it or how to analyze it. A few weeks ago, a guy tells me at the car dealership, "Hey, Mr. Davis, you need to change your transmission." You know what I did not do? I didn't go home and Google it. I didn't go to Pep Boys and buy all the parts and supplies and the tools. I didn't do that. You know why? Because I'll be working on it for the next 2 years, and it won't be done right if I ever get it done. I mean, it's like the example I tell people all the time. Hey, the doctor tells you, hey, you need open heart surgery. Are you going to go home and Google it? No.
Probably not.
Right. Because you'll end up dead on the table. But everybody thinks, oh, I can figure out this law thing and I can represent myself. And it's not true. I mean, have people ever represented themselves and won? Yes. Like 1 out of 1,000. All right? Don't take chances with something so important as your children. Don't take that chance. Talk to a lawyer. And the great thing about it is you can talk to lawyers, in confidence.
2 minutes.
And I'm going to guess that the law is like that in Iowa. But, you can confer with them. Hey, if I talk to you about an issue that has me violating the law, will you keep it confidential? And if they say yes, then, the law is probably the same as it is here in California. If you came to talk to me in California and you told me what you're telling me now, I couldn't tell anyone. Right?
It's not. I'm not worried about them knowing. I did an interview on CPS Horror Stories, and my children were in the background playing and laughing and being a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. So somebody did give the link to the court, so the court does know that I have the kids. And that is not something I'm hiding. I will not give up my location, though. And they're not too happy about that. But again, like I said, I know what I'm doing is not legally
1 minute.
right by law, but it is morally right by my standards.
Okay, I respect you. That it's more. You believe it's morally right. The problem is that that's not going to do you any good if the authorities find you. I mean, you've already told me. I think you've been to jail. You're going to go to jail, and you're going to lose your kids.
Yes.
And that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. Hey, listen, Nicole, I want to thank you for calling and thank you for listening. We've reached the end of the show. Call us back in a few months and tell us, whatever happened. I want to thank everybody for listening and calling in this evening. We're going to see you next week on the radio.